If I step outside, I'm not really barking yet. Okay, so we have somebody here. I've just been rolling for a few seconds, and welcome. There's a point I kind of want to make, but I almost want to wait till there's more people here. I'm not sure. So I'll start with this. And I think one will actually remind me of the other thing for a few reasons. But again, just to put some content right at the start for those who tune in afterwards. And I'm trying to decide also if I want to have this light on or not. It seems like it's going to be sunny out, or sunny-ish, but that seems too dark for the morning. Let's see if we can before Thursday. So. Not that I hate having those in the background, but last night I was doing a video, and there was a bit of some confusion, but it did quite well. So that's not the confusing part. That was cool. My arms are chilly, so I have this on. And when I was noticing the stuff in the background, I was using a kind of a different setup, and somebody was reacting heart when I said something about, I can't remember exactly what I said about how it was distracting, but then I also was saying that I just simply noticed it was different. I might want to talk about these shortly, but yeah, but I'm gonna, sorry. I'm going to try and change roll. Let's get in all good ways, one step at a time. Once I figure out the steps. It is early. It is early here, but I got an interesting inspiration. So, and I don't have a lot going on until early December, mid-December, a couple other times in December, December, and remember. November's almost finished, so I was available to do this. I've had almost all of a smallish cup of coffee. But I sort of feel like I want more. It's early enough that if my throat really tells me to, I will get some. But I wanted to make 2 points, and then song requests are very welcome. This video, I think I'm going to make it mostly music. And like I say, it was kind of like I got some inspiration, not song-wise, but, well, kind of maybe, but I got some inspiration spur of the moment, and just came in pretty quickly and to roll with it. And so I didn't really collect a lot of songs. We have a lot of music books, and we have the internet. So I'm just a little hesitant because I know, well, I'll say that in a minute. I want to explain the title for those that see this afterwards or that see it via the feed instead of scrolling. My friend, whose video I was on the other day, a lovely conversation, although somebody misunderstood something about it, although they're still subscribed to me. Which I also I do want to say this one thing. Maybe I'll just say it. I don't know. But no, because I'm curious if anybody's here when I say it, if they say, I understand you, just to let me know, even just that. Basic decency. Let me know that the person, especially if it's only one or two people, or especially one, that you understand. Anyway, so the guy the friend whose podcast I was on recently, I'm still trying to decide if I should also put it here like I initially planned and try and figure that out, or just leave it there. But somebody thought we'd had an argument, but neither of us thought we did, and we didn't notice it until like a couple of days afterwards. And the guy still subscribed to me, and two people were mentioning him in the chat, so it's as if he was there, but I thought I said he wasn't when I asked, but maybe I misheard. Point of the matter is that no, it felt like we were arguing about the fact that there hadn't been an argument, but not really. But I'm just looking for my socks just in case I want them. Yeah, hopefully I get the quality good and simple. There's a pair here. They're not the ones I'm looking for, I don't think, but they work. Anyway, if you see this, I think you're just still struggling to process different feelings in general and maybe easily triggered, and I'm not judging that because we all can be at times. And you know, it wasn't intentional, and I've looked back at it once or twice. I never would have guessed that anything in it did, but that doesn't mean it didn't. And so if everybody sees this, sorry. You know, work in progress, all of us are, and we learn to work with those feelings. But yeah, definitely better when everything's just, you know, positive and people are loving and appreciating each other and all that goodness. Yeah, I wasn't seeing that option on there, but then I did find it in a roundabout way, in a way I have a couple times recently, via the, I don't know why that's still showing. It's actually kind of interesting when you think about it, maybe, but via the computer. And I got the one where I asked one of those many mods to do it. It also is a pretty good day. But there's something else I was going to say. Oh, right. I think it was just this, and then other than that, the other thing. I was looking up some things about diabetes recently, and is anyone night? And sorry, I feel like I have something stuck in my tooth. Just a minute. Sorry about that. And not the screensaver when the phone is off, but when you turn the phone back on and come onto the phone, has like a background. Chopstick if you're curious, chopstick if you're not. A background of you know, sorry to drop that lid the other day. Of things, and I haven't been on that video in ages. I feel like I probably have used the browser since. Maybe I haven't. Let me look and see if that's what's open on the browser, which actually isn't currently open, but now it will be. Yes, a video of that theme is there, but it's not the same still. So I don't know what that's about. Anyway, it might be telling me to focus on that. I mean, again, I know it's about healthy eating. I know it's about physical activity. I might go for a bike ride today. We'll see. But I mean, what else can you do for diabetes other than live with it, right? I don't know. Anywho, but that's not really what this is all about. So my friend, I had asked him if he knew any country songs. And then I was somewhat distracted with my morning, doing the morning stuff. When I went back and looked, he said, I'm going to play country songs. This is Country Roads. Sure, the word country is in it, but it's not a country song. I mean, maybe some people have done a country version of it, but I think most of us would realize it's not a country song. So that was kind of funny. But it made me think maybe I could come here and do some country music. I mean, I can do other stuff too, and I have a little comment about that at the side. I've been rolling for almost 11 minutes only. So, but yeah, let's make sure that all chat is set. Yep. I don't really know how to do super chat or fan funding or what. Okay, fan funding is part of super chat. I've never done it before. I don't know what the benefits might be of doing it. Because it's already monetized, and that's the other thing. So many people have done covers on here, and I think it's lovely. Covers on YouTube, and every now and then, though, not always, it doesn't seem like, or not right away. Every now and then, you get a message about a copyright issue. It's a cover. I don't understand. In fact, Country Roads I did once, and it's a pretty easy song to play. I don't know if I feel like doing it or not. If you'd like me to, I can, but I guess I sounded like the original. Again, wouldn't have been hard. But I don't know. He says you make minor mistakes, and I says, he said many of them, and he disputes them, and it's always fine. And I'm saying I hope it continues to be, because But anywho, but we're having fun. Like my friend who passed away, I played a video of her singing, and also a video of her and her family band singing, and she was singing a song that's otherwise sang by a guy, and it recognized it or whatever. Anyway, so I'm hesitant to even do music, but lots of people are doing cover, and it's interesting. Like Julie and Jerry, I believe it was Jerry said something about being careful about that, but that's pretty much what they do on their channel. They both have separate channels, and I guess they've both had them for a while, and then they have the one together, and they do all kinds of covers. They might do occasionally originals, and I'm happy to collaborate and songwrite or generate some songwriting ideas here. But yeah. But I'll watch that later because I've noticed that for a few days, and it's maybe telling me something. We've had somebody here for about maybe 4 or 5 minutes. I'm glad you're here. Like I say, happy that you're enjoying this. Feel free to tell me something. Feel free about yourself or just a song request in the chat. When I say about yourself, I mean, not something like super, super specific, but, something general, for the most part. I'm in Canada, by the way. How about what country are you from or in or both? Because they could be two different answers. Other than that, yeah, like I say, I very spur of the moment came and did this. I hadn't even thought of any songs. I could go look at the music books and see what I could find. I'm still kind of just waking up too. Well, I've been up for about almost an hour. I don't think we have, there's the internet, but I don't think we have any songbooks that are specifically country music. There is one I'm kind of thinking of, and it's on a shelf I rarely look at because I don't know. I wasn't getting that much into the book. But let me see if it's still there because that's the only one I'm thinking of other than there's one or two in one of those books. What's next? Still over here? I don't see it there now. I think I moved it. And actually, the radio. See, this makes sense. And then there's advertisements and there's people that choose to donate. But the radio, was on a country station, I think, or a mixed station, maybe. I had it very briefly on this morning, but then G was playing a bit of piano before work. And I still have kind of mixed feelings about the copyright thing and just if it's already out in the public, and I mean, but then I understand if you're a smaller person, you're not trying to be famous or, you're just trying to post good content or whatever versus music that's world known, And yeah, basically, I'm gonna take this off and get a bit chilly. Basically, I mean warm rather. I know that didn't make much sense at first, right? um, which, by the way, this would be a good opportunity to maybe say, sorry to veer from topics for a moment though, but I'm just gonna. Okay, so I have somebody that subscribed to me recently. He was live this morning because they're only mods, and one of them put me on camera, and I had only put 4 comments. Either that or he did. He was looking at photos from a wedding or a family reunion, whatever, on his phone. I don't know if he also did that though, but his channel, I think, I hope, because he really wasn't speaking much English, and I did ask if somebody could translate. Somebody said what he was, kind of said what he was doing, but they weren't really translating. And his chat was so much more quiet compared to that other guy's. Like I haven't been rolling that long, but I'm trying to decide whether I should stay subscribed to that. I think I will, because they usually do have the radio or stereo, essentially the same thing, playing in the background while he reads comments, um, and replies to them out loud, as I would do. Um, but so it's a good way of getting song ideas when nobody else is giving them and they're not coming. I know somebody was mentioning Elvis the other day. I almost kind of want to do some of that. But anywho, yeah, yeah. But it's interesting to think that some people might not really do, or might not really be even understanding the language I'm speaking if they don't speak English. But they might be hanging around and watching, uh, because maybe they've realized I'm musical and music's universal. Maybe there's just something about my energy and my personality, um, my look. I don't know. But I mean, in a way, it's kind of cool. And it kind of explains a little bit sometimes why somebody might be a quiet viewer when that happens, if, if there's a language barrier. So, I mean, I'm very curious, uh, to the person who's watching at the top right now. English? Other? Feel free to like as well and subscribe. Um, and not make this too awkward. um, it's also moments like these where, rightly or wrongly, I also kind of think, like I say, I appreciate you being here. I also kind of think, like, if you're watching it because you're sitting there judging me negatively, or, thinking, um, um, unkind or loving thoughts, uh, you don't need to be here. You can just go find other stuff that you'd rather watch. But if you truly are enjoying it, I can't blame you. Then I'm glad to have you here. I don't know if you hit the like and it didn't stick, or if it's just not, or what's going on. But I do understand too, even though I'm kind of used to the way I talk, and it varies. I do understand I might be talking fast. And I also understand, although many people are good at it, some people aren't as good at listening and writing at the same time. So, you and your goal of 500 likes, that ignores me. Just enjoy the chat that you have, the content you're doing, and sigh. Um, but yeah, um, good opportunity to also see if it's going to mark it here, down here too. Um, I don't think so though, because of the steps. I don't think it would be the case, but people do funny things, so you never know. To buckle your shoe. Okay. Oh, okay. For a moment, I thought it said 3 people there, but there's 2 likes. Not that everybody that watches get a like, although I've seen a couple of videos recently where they, and actually right now they are, but I think somebody else came in. 2 of those were already there before it said, and then one last. I don't know. Anyway, blah blah blah. But yeah, I've seen them where they're like almost the same number. Um, I must admit, if it's the person that's been here almost the whole thing and um, you're still not saying anything, I don't know why. Do I have to put on a cowboy hat? No, just kidding. Do I have to play some music? By the way, I'm not sure on the laptop. I don't think it will show if you put a. Even try that maybe for me, please. I don't know why the audio wouldn't be working, so I think it is, but maybe I should check it. I mean, I don't think you'd still be here if it was though. Wasn't though. But if you put a heart or something, I know on a cell phone you'll see it go up the screen, but I'm not sure if on this. I don't think I've ever noticed that. What if I try it? Okay, well I see it kind of by the chat, so I don't know if that means anything. Um, okay, yeah, it's working. So maybe hearing me, I don't know if English is your language. That's the thing. Anywho, but again, music is universal, so I wish I'd thought of a country song to do. I mean, again, it doesn't have to be country, but that feels like it's kind of the theme right now, or the theme for this video primarily. And there was 3 of you here, now it's back down to 1. Is it the one that's been really quiet this whole time, or somebody else who's open to chatting? Yeah, I should have looked. I should have. Yeah. Mhm. Um. Hmm. 1, 2, 3. But some country songs are happy. Uh. 13. I may have opened myself up for people suggesting Johnny Cash. I'm not a big fan. Not a big fan. I think his stuff is saying. I mean, a lot of people's stuff is, but his just seems more redundant for some reason. I don't know. I think maybe I liked him more. He's one of those ones I personally liked more back in the day. That was kind of a funny one to do. I just don't want, if I do a bunch of his songs, I think I was looking at the ages ago. I don't want people to be asking that question. Everybody, various people tuning in, they never heard me answer before, and then just being answered constantly. I'll be honest every time, but Toby Keith sure got he wasn't like super big, but he got a lot thinner when I think he had cancer, right? He passed away. Willie Nelson doesn't even look like himself in that picture. And I would not have guessed that that was Garth Brooks. Did he gain weight? Just wondering. It's a big ass country hat, cowboy hat, country hat. I haven't seen that many pictures or much footage of him still. Oh, I just don't know. Maybe I was really too tired uh, to roll right now because I am. I am tired. No, really, Nelson must be quite old now. This thing that I found, and I would imagine that they're true, uh, just because it's kind of came up with Google results. Um, it Her partner isn't as older than she looks. Right, but it's saying the ones that have passed away, like Loretta Lynn, passed away 3 or 4 years ago. I'm looking at these names, and honestly, even though I'm recognizing most of them, I'm not processing for some reason. But I have been rambling. But I don't know. I don't know. So, but again, appreciating that you are watching, I want to, not force, but suggest that we could have a nice chat, even if you're just song requesting. It's a live chat, it's not regular comments, and yeah, there's no reason to be shy or uncomfortable with me, And you've been here watching for I think a while. Whether you're the one who was here from near the beginning or somebody else who came in and that person left and you've still been here for at least 10 or 15 minutes, I think. And so I would think that means you're comfortable listening to me and getting good vibes. So um, why not say something in the chat then? I mean, I'm seeing what I put there, so as far as I'm knowing, it's showing them. Um, and maybe I'll get a little energized by some nice fun conversation. It happens. Um, yeah, so far none of these are just not jumping out. I thought Alan Jackson had passed away too, but I guess I'm thinking Toby Keith. Get them kind of confused for some reason. Something wrong. Looks a bit like a former bandmate of mine. I mean, if that's what it is that I'm musical, you're here hoping that I do some music. Um, I'm glad that you're being so patient. Waiting. Um, like I say, it's early morning here. Maybe I should have woken up a bit more. Maybe I should have some more coffee. I think I would have to make it though because it's not already. Um, I was just finishing off one from the other day. Um, wouldn't have thought Alison Krauss was country. That's what I'm thinking it is. There is a famous country singer that's from my hometown, Shania Twain. I asked somebody the other day, I can't remember who, um, if they knew of Shania Twain. Like just the other day. Let me see here. I might be able to. Sometimes it doesn't show accurately, but usually it does. That is the most interesting. If I'm not getting you talking, this very well might. It's the most interesting instrument. Oh, join this channel to get access to member only content. No, I'm okay. Just play the video, please. I think I've already subscribed, haven't I? It's calling it, I think, a street organ. But this is weird. And also, sometimes it takes off letters of usernames, or like it says embers only instead of members only. But I'm subscribed. So that should count, I would think. Um, let me see if I can go to one of his other. He doesn't even have a live tab. That's strange. It was this instrument where he was cranking something and it was rolling out what looked like cardboard, but it was playing music. It was the weirdest. And I think it might be some sort of Asian instrument because he is. It looks like, and it looks like he's from there. Um, Yuki Kojima, Koji Mahaji says it plays a street organ, but I think he was playing something else too. Anyway, I'm open to song requests. I'm open to conversation, just so you know. There's somebody else here as well now. Um, Okay, and this says it takes about 100 hours to make a card for one song, depending on the length of the song. It's making me think a bit of a player piano, and how it just has like the sheet music in it, and it just plays it. But he was playing, or at least making it play. Hopefully, you realize the difference there. Um, and performances and collaborations are also welcome. I understand that. He wants to play all around the world, and he does speak English. And I'm very tempted to send something to him. But that's really weird about that. Like I saw it, I think just this morning or last night, and then I go back to it. Like I'm able to see his channel, but it's just not showing. It's just odd. Um, yeah, I guess it's called a street organ. I thought I'd seen him once or twice playing something else too, but I mean, we've had a mild winter so far. I'm not too sure how long it's going to stay mild, but he's probably not going to want to come then. But then some people love winter. Like my friend London, he was saying that he prefers winter over summer because summer's just too hot, and blah blah blah. But he does like it. Some things about it, um, but I'm not sure. I'd have to tell him to play fairly nearby my area because I don't get very far from it a lot of the times. But I wonder if there's something in that. I mean, he's not somebody that I've been following much yet, so it's not like I feel like, and I don't know if he used translate option to write his description or if he also speaks English, because if he wrote translate option, I'm not sure if email has that. I just also find it weird that it doesn't realize he has videos. And like, yeah, he puts these little sheet cards in. That's weird. Um, but meanwhile, that's what I saw. So now I've almost forgotten what it was I was looking for. I was telling somebody about Shania Twain. May not have even been a fellow musician. I thought it was, but it may not have been. And it doesn't hugely matter. It's true. It doesn't matter. So I'm not going to worry about it. Oh, oh my goodness! Oh, if I decide to keep podcasting, I'm going to have to make some coffee. I don't know. I mean, I sometimes start this early. Maybe I was about 15, 20-ish minutes earlier than usual. And like I say, I did have some coffee and even a chocolate. So, I mean, and the sun's out, and I slept well. Otherwise, I'd be tempted to sleep a bit more. But not that long ago, I did do some Shania Twain songs, though, so I'm not too sure. If it really is that you're just staying to listen, hear the music, again, very, very patient. Can you tell me what your secrets is to patience? Well, it helps that you're hot. Just kidding. Maybe you're thinking it. I don't know. Um, about me. And hopefully about yourself, too. But but again, I will state, like, if you're here thinking negative thoughts and just judging me and getting something out of that, get a life, get some other hobbies, and get off of this video, please. I'm saying it nicely. Um, but yeah, if you're enjoying it, I wish you'd make it a bit more obvious because it's kind of confusing me. And none of us like to be confused, right? You can empathize with that, right? As a fellow person, unless of course you're a bot. Oh yeah. Let me just try something for a moment here. Okay. It wouldn't be someone that they didn't hear that. Not that they, I mean, it's not just comment, but they really shouldn't be seeing it. Watch it be Adrian. Watch it be Adrian. He's like, I'm just sitting here, son's sleeping beside me, and disabled son. I mean, because otherwise that might sound even though father and son. Although there is an Elton John song that mentions that kind of thing. But anyway, and he might be like, you know, yeah, some of the reasons I guessed, positive ones, and it's just like I'd just like to hear some music. What was hello in Italian again? See if this gets some sort of response. Buongiorno, but also boundy for some reason. But it's probably more likely to be Buonasera, which sounds like Buenos Aires, because that's afternoon or evening, which it probably would be there. Forget it back. Well, forget it back and see if they can. Oh, I really should. Oh, I need some coffee. I need some coffee. I can't believe how tired I am today. I slept fine. I promise. Let me just pick up the guitar and play a chord, and if that does it for you, please give it a like. I'm not going to do anything super fancy right now, but because I don't know what I'm playing. Didn't get your attention? Yeah, like you haven't lost my attention. So there's no attention to get. I've got a very strong focus right now. Didn't get a like. I think if it was Adrian, it would have gotten a like. This is the weirdest experience I'm having right now. It's very weird, and I'm sorry to say, a little bit uncomfortable. And I'll just say this. I'll just add this to the thoughts. Um, I really appreciate YouTube and the community, um, live streaming as well, um, um, and getting to know people this way too. I really do. I really do value it, and would like to get to know you. And I mean, I feel like it can't be any more encouraging than I'm being. Um, but the thing of the matter is that yeah, and at this point in time, and some people may say, oh well, if you posted less videos, you could go out and find some opportunities, doing other things. With my health, with the fact that I don't drive, our transit system isn't great. Um, I hate saying no, I couldn't, but in a lot of cases, it's like no, I couldn't. There is some events at a place that's not super super close, but not super super far, that I was thinking of checking out, but we probably have to try and figure out a ride. And like I say, when most of our connections are online, and even ones that we might be familiar with in person, people have busy lives. The holidays are coming up. There's also that, and we just feel like we have more acquaintances than close friends these days. And even or some of the ones that might be close, we just haven't talked with in a while, and I don't know, I don't know. And then not a lot of family. So I mean, even figuring out getting rides is a bit of a. I don't want to say that this is impossible, but you know what? Even if it was doing that, I'd still appreciate YouTube and live streaming and try and balance. But yeah, no, I mean, if most of us at some point in time have been looking for new hobbies or careers or whatever, and aside from the social aspect of that, another part of it is because you're looking for something purposeful to do. You're looking for something to enjoyable to fill your time with. I mean, yeah, you know, it's also good to have time to yourself and just relax and stuff. Um, and I think that that is important. Um, but so, you know, I think we can all understand um, or have understood at a point in our life, so therefore still can, that um, a sense of purpose is a very important thing and not always easy at times in life to achieve or to find. And so, it's worth saying, I feel, for the most part, that like YouTube is giving me that, especially since I've been more community focused, not just watching things. And there was a time I never commented things. Sometimes talk about it with G or whatever. Um, it was certainly a time when I never went into anybody's live chats or even really watched live streams very much. But I've been discovering these things, which have probably been there for quite a long time. And like I say, when I've been in a rut, I've been on YouTube doing stuff, but for some reason, those weren't things I really was doing. And it's been really lovely. It's been really lovely, and I look forward to more of it. You know, um, it can feel like really like your social network. I go to workshops or activities every now and then, but usually they're ones that are two or three times, and then they're finished. And so you don't really get a chance to really make strong connections. You might get along with people, but you don't really get to make strong connections. So yeah, again, I really appreciate, and to the person that's listening, if you're in fact listening, hopefully understanding. Otherwise, if I don't understand, I mean, even if you like my vibe and my look or whatever, I don't understand if you don't speak English why you'd be hanging around this long. I really don't. But yeah, hopefully you do speak English and you're understanding what I'm saying. Because I don't speak much about much other language. Whether you're liking this or whether you're not, though, I'd like to kindly ask you, um, if you're not planning on saying something, I hate to say this, I really do, but can you maybe not be watching? Because I prefer having conversations with folks. And yeah, I don't know what you're thinking, and I think it'd be nice if you told me. So, and one other thing I'll say, I don't know if it would be Mark, but if it's Mark or Katerina, can you please just say hi at least? You know, I understand that I know you're from agencies, and I've mentioned my channel, so you may be checking it out. That being said, I think you would have liked, and I feel like I know who those two likes came from. They were here earlier, I think. But so I think you would like. So it makes me think it's not you. But if it is, I have no problem with you just saying even a quick hello to let me know that it is you, because this is I haven't convinced the person to leave. Uh, this is a really weird experience. I know some people say, "Well, if it's making you too uncomfortable, just no one's making you live stream." It's true. Or they'd say, "Have you tried speaking to them directly?" Yeah, that seems like the obvious thing to do. Um, and I've kind of spoken in a few different ways. to kind of get the point across. I won't judge I won't judge what you have to say. Hopefully, you'll say in kindness. And like if it's Amaritas, this rarely happens, folks. It really rarely happens. Usually, when somebody's there not saying anything, they don't stay this long. If it's Amaritas, you know, and you're worried about some sort of argument, like I felt like there wasn't one. I'm not sure what made you think there was, and it's certainly not my intent to have any argument or drama here. So, conversation, possibly disagreements, but within reason, I suppose. I am feeling sort of like I need to go upstairs for a bit, though. There's something else, but I got the laptop. I don't want to call it because I'm going to ask about that. I don't think I want to call it because it could still be those idiots. How they've kept the jobs. I mean, they're not monitored very much. That's the thing. In this video, I don't think I've done it, but because there's somebody here watching, I also want to say this. Not necessarily to get a like, although I think it's like worthy. I just want to have a hot to hot. I want you to know that I truly mean it. I may not yet know you. I don't know you. Very likely I don't. But I wish you well in life. And I wish you goodness. And I would hope, even though you don't know me, you would wish me the same. Can you at least thumbs that up if you agree? Okay, I think I'm going to wrap this up, to be quite honest. Is he cutting that dog's nails, which is really wearing something weird, which is really weird because he said I was doing that. I don't know what he's doing, but anyway. Anyway, bye.